Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. We start with breaking news as it seems Congressman John Conyers might be considering resignation. But his attorney just made it clear it is a decision the congressman will make on his timetable and his terms. Attorney Arnold Reed says the Democratic lawmaker remains hospitalized at this hour. They are awaiting test results. He says Conyers' health will be paramount when deciding what his future holds. Two women have made public claims of sexual harassment against the longtime Democrat. Conyers denies any wrongdoing. Even though Conyers has lost the support of the entire Democratic congressional leadership, Reed says the congressman will not be rushed into a decision on his resignation.
It will be Congressman John Conyers who will be the one to decide what it is he is going to do in terms of whether he's going to continue to represent the people. It's not going to be Washington.
Reed says the congressman is expected to make that decision within the next couple of days. We'll have much more from that news conference tonight at 5. It is a big day for the Trump administration, but a guilty plea from Michael Flynn could overshadow the tax battle playing out on Capitol Hill. We are tracking the newest developments in the United States Senate, but first, the second guilty plea in the wide-ranging Russia investigation. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn has pleaded guilty to making false statements to the FBI about his contact with a Russian diplomat. He is the first official who worked in the Trump White House to make a guilty plea in the investigation, led by special counsel Robert Mueller. As part of the plea deal, Flynn admitted a senior member of the Trump presidential transition team directed him to make that contact with Russian officials in December of 2016. That person, though, has not been identified. Flynn is now cooperating with the Mueller investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election and potential collusion with the Trump campaign. President Trump hasn't commented directly. His attorney, Ty Cobb, released a statement saying, in part, the false statements involved mirror the false statements to White House officials, which resulted in his resignation in February of this year. You may recall Flynn left the White House after just 25 days. Mr. Cobb added nothing about the guilty plea or the charge implicates anyone other than Mr. Flynn.
Well, it sounds to me like the special prosecutor's doing his job. I mean, obviously, you regret any time a general officer that's frankly served the country very well in uniform finds himself in this situation. So in that sense, I'm sorry.
And the frightening thing is this guy was the National Security Advisor of the United States and the key, foreign policy advisor to the president.
Is the fourth person charged in the Russia probe following Trump's former campaign manager Paul Manafort and Manafort's aide Rick Gates. Those men have both pleaded not guilty to money laundering and other charges, while George Papadopoulos entered the first guilty plea in the investigation. The Trump campaign worker pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his contact with Russian officials. Papadopoulos is also cooperating with Mueller. Now, the tax vote. After a lot of wheeling and dealing, Republicans believe they have the votes to pass their biggest legislative prize since President Trump entered the White House. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom tracking the very latest developments on this. Kim.
Yeah, hi, Karen. Good afternoon. We are going to be analyzing this tax bill long after the smoke settles. And right now, we're still waiting for a vote in the Senate. So let's just set the table for you. Republicans hold a 52-48 advantage in the Senate, and that means they can only lose 2 votes, which would still allow Vice President Pence to break the tie. Late today, Republicans decided to allow property tax deductions of up to $10,000. The original bill cut any deductions for state and local taxes. That key concession could win the support, though, of Maine's Susan Collins, who is one of the Republicans on the fence. Bob Corker of Tennessee and Arizona's Jeff Flake have still said they have concerns about the deficit. One version of the bill could add at least $1 trillion to the debt over the next decade. Now, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has said they do have the votes to pass the bill. This is somewhat of a cliffhanger. Karen will have updates at 5 and 6 as needed, and we'll be watching continuing coverage on NBC Nightly News, of course, tonight at 6:30. Until then, we'll send it back to you.
All right, a very busy news day. Thank you, Kim. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is calling reports he will be replaced, quote, laughable. He was asked about those reports during a photo op with Libya's prime minister today. Sources are saying there's a plan to replace Tillerson with CIA Director Mike Pompeo. Today, Tillerson called the speculation laughable twice, but did not comment further. Late today, President Trump is now calling the speculation, quote, fake news, after failing to defend Tillerson yesterday. Federal prosecutors are seeking a 60-year prison sentence for former Michigan State and USA Gymnastics doctor Larry Nasser, saying he is a danger to society. The doctor pleaded guilty earlier this year in a child pornography case. Nasser is also facing a minimum of 25 years after pleading guilty in 2 state courts to assaulting young girls. Prosecutors also argue his history as a sexual predator should be a factor in his sentencing. The unfinished jail, currently an eyesore on Gratiot in downtown Detroit, will not be completed. Wayne County made that announcement this morning. The county and Rock Ventures will now work toward a deal to build a new criminal justice center near I-75 and Warren Avenue at a proposed cost of $520 million. In exchange, Gilbert's companies will get the unfinished jail site. The land swap deal will have to go through the Wayne County Commission and Wayne County Land Bank for official approval.